process. However, I think banks and financial institutions also should think about using AI and other cutting technologies to reduce the burden on back office operation in the entire account opening process. And this is to be achieved keeping regulatory compliance at the center. This will also help not only to reduce down the cost but lowering down the operation risk which is carried in the back office process. Um, I think RBI has specifically mentioned emphasis on a few critical points to ensure that it is not possible to do a fraud via this remote mechanism which they have suggested. A 3-day validity of Aadhaar verification, authorized official performing video KYC for the organization, use of AI technologies like face match, liveliness, and more will bring more robustness into process. Randomized question being asked to users to ensure that this session on the video KYC is not pre-recorded. So there are a lot of emphasis which regulator is bringing on the tech front, and it is being there as a technology is the main driver which regulatory feels nowadays to improve on any of the things, whether it's a customer experience or your internal external processes which are you are doing. When we at Microsoft, when we are discussing with the large customers on how they're working on the e-video KYC thing, what they feel, and what are the parameters which they are looking at when they want to select a system or implement a solution for this initiative. The following are the few parameters which I hear from the top management, that the solution should be easy to deploy, it should be secured and scalable, it should be user friendly for the customer who will be using it, it should compliant with the regulatory guidelines which has been issued by RBI, help reduce the frauds in the entire account opening process, and help reduce the cost. So these are the five or six drivers which they are looking at while evaluating the solution. uh, I think this solution also will help individuals who are in need of opening account in current situation, and does help organization to continue in the customer acquisition journey and part of their business continuity planning. Because since this is a digital platform, nobody will have to move, neither the customer nor the organization, and those who are in need will be able to open accounts or do the transaction if enabled on the digital channel. As you are aware, Microsoft is a partner-driven organization. Many ISVs, independent solution vendors, create a niche industry-specific solution using Microsoft platform. Hyperverge is one of such trusted partner for us, who has created the niche solution around the e-video KYC on the Microsoft Azure platform. I think in next half an hour, Abhishek will take you through where he will explain you how solution takes care of regulatory compliance, how they are using AI for optimizing the operation across front office and back office, how it will helpful to prevent frauds and enhance your customer experience index. I think it is the time we as a financial organization should evaluate these solutions deeply. Abhishek, I think please take ahead this conversation. Try to give the entire audience the depth and breadth of the solution, including the security and other aspects essential from the evaluation perspective for this organization.
Thank you, Mahesh sir, for the context. I'm really sorry we missed introducing Mahesh sir. Mahesh Deshpande sir been a banker for 20 plus years. He has worked with multiple banks, HDFC, Kotak, have been with ENY, and currently he is working with Microsoft as a director industry solution in BFSI segment. He is very knowledgeable in BFSI sector, and he brings in a lot of perspective on the solution, and that is how we have also come up with our with his experience, and that has helped us come up with the solution which we have proposed. We are very grateful for that he has joined us. I know in this particular situation, everybody in the industry is putting in extra hours, and we are very thankful, Mahesh sir, for joining us today. I'll quickly jump to Mahesh sir has already set the context here. I would like to continue from here and I'll jump to the solution. So this is the rough, this with after 9th January, with RBI announcing video KYC as the new regulation, this is how the new KYC landscape looks like. So there were mostly physical, all the KYCs which were allowed were physical, that needed a physical presence. Video KYC is one of those KYCs where there is no physical presence required, and anyone in the industry, NBFCs, bank, everyone can do this particular video KYC process. I'd like to take a minute before we jump into the solution. So these are the few thought process which we had before we started building up the product. We wanted the product to be 100% compliant. We wanted to have it circulated around customer experience. We wanted to give the best customer experience. We wanted to ensure that from any financial institution point of view, RE point of view, RE is a regulated entity. We wanted the throughput to be as high as possible. It should be very high, operationally efficient. And the last thing which we wanted to do was wanted to prevent fraud from any possible scenarios. So we implemented all our, we have indigenously developed very high accuracy AI models, which can predict, which can do face match, we can do OCR at a very high accuracy levels. And we have done this over the years and have proven at scale that our AI models are amongst the best, actually the best, if I may say, in India. So I'll just quickly take you through how this current video KYC has been we have divided it into 4 different steps. The 4 different steps being, before we start the video call, we would want to pre-qualify the user. As per the guidelines, there are a couple of things which we need to take care of. So what we are doing in this particular process is, we are taking consent from the customer. We are also verifying their PAN details and asking them to go through either Aadhaar XML journey or Aadhaar eKYC journey. eKYC, given it is only allowed for banks, for non-banks, they will have to go through the XML journey. We will do these checks. We will do a name match, we'll do DOB match, we'll do address match, whatever is required. All these things will basically pre-qualify user to get into a video call. If we do,
Abhishek, just want to add, the consent from customer is very important aspect too, because when we will have our data privacy law in place, which will be a kind of consent from retail customer whenever somebody is acting on data, that will be very important step when you are doing this pre-qualification of the user.
Right, sir.
Yeah.
So while designing the entire solution, we have always thought of customer as one of the central focal point, because we are whatever we are doing it for the customer. So we should always think of them. So one of the things which we have thought of is, after the pre-qualification, we need to ensure that the customer journey is not interrupted as much as possible. So we have built scheduler in which it can facilitate 2 different types of call. It can allow a live call, or if the customer wants to take the call later, it can also go for a scheduled call. We are also trying to optimize the number of RE officials availability, because without RE official, this video call can't be, it cannot happen. So what we are trying to do is, we are also having a smart queuing mechanism which will manage the traffic in the best possible way. We are also using our, we are going to use our machine learning models to analyze traffic patterns and provide slotting, the entire, how the entire traffic would be managed will be done using those models. During the video call, now the third step is video call, conference call. Now the third step, where the customer is ready is pre-qualified, and now there is a RE official who is present to take the call. During that call, we are doing some checks. Those checks being, we are checking whether the geotagging is of India or not. During the call, we are capturing PAN and capturing photo of the user. using our AI modules, we are able to do a face match. We are able to do a pan match because we already have the pan. We do a OCR of that, and also we are able to check liveliness. Apart from that, we have also implemented a randomized OTP, which basically takes care of the random question clause in the guidelines, and it also takes care of any fraud which could be prevented because this randomized OTP is generated, and there can't be any video which could be pre-recorded. The fourth part of the entire solution is around auditing part. We are publishing all the AI match scores. We are logging all the events, everything, even the video recording is present as per the guideline. All of these will help us take a quick call on, and it will prevent all the frauds. So I'll just quickly take you through the compliance. A lot of these things already has been covered by Mahesh sir. I'll just, so PAN has to be verified, agent has to ask random questions, logging, customer locations, all of these things. I think given 60 days, 60 days has passed since the guideline has come. A lot of us are aware of this. So I'll quickly move to the next slide. One thing I would like to touch here. There is one regulation which says that the video call must originate from RE's domain. I would like to cover why this particular nuance has been added by RBI, given there are so many phishing attacks which comes from Google Duo Call or WhatsApp calls. So in order to bring the trust in the system, this particular clause has been added that the video call should originate from RE's domain. Okay. So now on the customer experience part, what we have done is
Abhishek. Hi, this is Aditi this side. Just a small query. I just want to understand what do you mean by Aadhaar XML?
Okay. Is it okay if I take the questions after 30
Yeah,
minutes?
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry for that. Okay. So, okay. Coming back to our presentation. So we have thought of customer experience, and we have thought of keeping it in a way that we provide the best customer experience. So everything has to be seamless with the minimal turnaround time. The UI has to appeal to the customer. It has to cater to multiple devices so that it is device agnostic. All the checks are AI enabled, so the customer doesn't have to go through the hassle that, okay, now do this, do that, do this, it doesn't match. So everything is AI enabled. And also we have added the flexibility to either do a scheduled call or directly get into a live call in case RE officials are available. I'll quickly take you through this particular video. There is a customer who's been prompted to fill to do a basic. He has to fill basic details. First being PAN. Just a second. So basic details could be in the form of PAN number, name, date of birth, and we may ask for address as well. So customer will fill up their details. Details are then quickly checked with NSDL. So we can do a check of whether the PAN is valid or not, name matches, DOB matches. We can move. The next thing would be to provide Aadhaar. Aadhaar is the only OVD which has been allowed as per RBI. So there are two possibilities of taking this particular details, Aadhaar details. Banks can take Aadhaar eKYC, can do it through Aadhaar eKYC. Rest of the non-banks, Aadhaar XML is the only way. Aadhaar offline verification is the only way to do this particular verification process. We in this particular process are taking Aadhaar XML. So in Aadhaar XML, we do a Aadhaar signature match in case Aadhaar XML is there. We do a name match with PAN, date of birth is matched. In case you want to add address match as a new, I mean, you want to do an address match as well, that is also a possibility. So we are doing this thing. So at this particular stage, this is where the pre-qualification ends. And now if there are enough number of, is there availability of RE officials at the on the other side of the table, we can prompt the user to start the video call. So I'm going to start the video call from the user perspective, and we'll quickly take you guys through the perspective of the RE official as well. So a user would be displayed a randomized verification code, and this code is generated during the call itself. And so this is the user, and here is the RE agent on the other side.
On your screen?
3780.
That's correct. Can you hold up the PAN card to the screen? Just keep it steady. Okay, thank you. I'm going to take a picture of your face. Can you remove your glasses? All right, that's done. Okay, thank you. Your KYC is done.
Awesome.
Okay, so this was a regular flow, and we expect a lot of video calls to happen within 30 seconds to max 60 seconds, because these are the only three things which are to be asked. A randomized question, which is in the form of OTP here, PAN card, and photo of the user. Now we will quickly show you from the perspective of the RE official on the other side.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you read out the OTP on your screen?
3780.
That's correct.
Here, one more thing which could be done is agent RE official can be asked to enter the OTP, which will ensure another layer of checks.
Can you hold up the PAN card to the screen? Just keep it steady.
Here, what happened was, as soon as the PAN was captured, our AI engine were able to identify, do the OCR of this PAN number and do a quick check with the PAN which was already provided by the user. Here, okay, now we'll move to the next step.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to take a picture of your.
So here, in this particular step, we are going to capture photo of the user and do a face match. Now, this particular photo has come from the Aadhaar, which was submitted by the user. This was captured during the last step. So we have two faces here, and we will capture another photo from this particular video.
Can you remove your glasses?
Okay. As soon as the photo was captured, we were able to do a face match with Aadhaar, with PAN. On top of that, we also have a liveness check based on just taking a single photo. This liveness check has been indigenously developed, and this runs at a very high accuracy, which is able to check liveness of any photo just without any gesture, just by clicking a single photo. So we are able to do all these checks.
All right, that's done.
So at this particular stage, we see there are four things which needs to be checked. We did a random question which was right. The image was right. The PAN has been validated, and the user location. We don't need to ask user the location per se. We just need to take location permission, and our solution would basically verify whether the user is in India or not. If it is not in India, we don't let user go into the next step. As of now, we did the user location check, and it was there in India, so we went ahead with it.
Okay, thank you. Your KYC is done.
Awesome.
Okay. So this was about the entire process around customer experience and the user experience. I would quickly want to take some time, given we are at 11:28. I'll try to finish it at as soon as possible so that we are open to take questions. So a lot of things which we have done is around increasing the throughput of any RE official. So we are doing all the checks. We are also implementing a smart scheduler to manage traffic. And during the call, a lot of these AI-assisted OCR and face match can reduce the decision-making process, and it will reduce the cognitive load on the agent. So as you were able to see that within 30 seconds, we were able to complete this particular process. That is, I understand a lot of people, a lot of you would think that this is a very, in a test environment, things are happening. But with this, I think still within a minute, it is very much possible to complete this particular process. So with everything, we feel that, you know, as of now, if you send a DSA to collect documents and do, and you know, for an account opening, he can max reach 2 to 4 per day. A regular video KYC may reach a level of 60 KYC per day per RE official. We think that it could be reached 200 per day per RE official. The other concern around frauds. So all these events, everything is logged. AI-based checks are there to eliminate all of those things. And this analytics and all this data logging is available for the audit team to review as well. And all of these things will help them take quick decisions. They can understand, they can basically utilize AI power solution as a tool to basically do a lot of audits. So this is what our solution is, and we feel that for a user point of view, if in a natural journey, it could be done within 5 to 10 minutes max, the entire journey, the account opening. However, I would like to highlight there are few realities and challenges which we might have to, which we'll have to think, we'll have to keep into consideration. Few challenges being network connectivity. I also see few questions coming out which ask about what is the network minimum network bandwidth which will be required to do the video call. We feel that around 0.6 Mbps to 1.5 Mbps is the required bandwidth where we can do a video call in properly without any drops. We can, so our solution can adapt to network condition and the video quality adapts accordingly. However, we feel that a good video quality is required to do a lot of to basically consider all the images, all the videos, and take all the image to do the OCR checks, OCR and the face match. So we recommend 0.6 to 1.5 MB as the required network connectivity. The major problem which might come will be around Aadhaar and phone number not being linked. Both the process, Aadhaar eKYC and Aadhaar XML, both the process requires user to enter OTP, and that might be a challenge. And of course, in order to do these process, minimum one person needs a smartphone to do the video call. Okay, so I'll just wrap it up. So why do we feel that, what are the benefits of using Hyperverge video KYC process? We feel that whatever we have built is 100% compliant. This operates at the very high operational efficiency, highly accurate AI models. It leads to lower customer drop-offs. It can easily be integrated with any financial institution, their IT system. We provide all the support, and we have support for multiple platforms. It is platform agnostic. Anyone can do this particular process on iOS phone, Android phone, or Webflow. I'll quickly ask Gaurav Jain to take it over from here. Gaurav Jain leads the India business of Hyperverge. He will take it up from here. He'll quickly like to wrap it up. We'll take the closing from here.
Hi. Hi everyone. I'm Gaurav Jain. I lead the sales team of Hyperverge India. Thanks, Abhishek, for wonderfully explaining Hyperverge's video KYC solution, and thank you, Mahesh, sir. So last 30-35 minutes, we heard Mahesh, sir, and Abhishek on RBI guidelines and video KYC solution, right? Before we move further, I would just like to share a story. Abhishek, can you move to the next slide, please? Right. So as we know, in 2018, Supreme Court had stopped private entities from using Aadhaar KYC. And this was the time when a lot of telcos were quickly onboarding a lot of customers. They wanted to quickly tap into the market. When this regulation came out, it was a very big setback for telcos like Jio, Vodafone, Idea. Jio being an early mover in this particular space, Jio wanted to take the challenge heads on by using an alternate KYC method. They evaluated multiple vendors and ultimately chose Hyperverge as we came out best on all their evaluation parameters. I'm happy to share that we delivered on every aspect, and Jio was not able to avert this challenge, but also increase their onboarding rate. Next slide, please. In 2019, we powered 280 million KYC checks in India alone. This is by far the highest number by any player in this space. We are better than all the market players by at least a factor of 4. This obviously proves that our solution has been proven at scale. This also demonstrates the high performance of our AI modules. Next slide, please. Right. So this is our clientele. These are the clients, some of the clients that we support currently. And also because you can see the diversity in our clientele, which proves that our solution is very easy to integrate and very useful to all kinds of players. Lastly, I will just take a minute to share our take on evolving KYC guidelines. We feel that regulator is aggressively pushing for digital means to improve customer experience and customer convenience. This becomes especially more important into the evolving business realities, right? Especially in the light of COVID-19 situations. This is where Hyperverge's video KYC solution comes into picture. By offering a ready-to-integrate solution which addresses all compliance requirements, concerns around productivity, as Abhishek rightly mentioned, that we can support 200 KYCs per agent per day, right? And obviously, this solution is very easy to integrate. I just like to end with a last remark that we at Hyperverge are making every effort to help our clients go live with video KYC solution in as less as 1 day's time once we agree on a lot of things, right? So please reach out to us if you want to know more about our video KYC solution or about Hyperverge in general, or if you want to know how what our take is on evolving RBI guidelines. We'll be happy to answer any such questions. Right.
Thank you, Gaurav. Before we start taking questions, I would like to ask Mahesh if he would want to add anything. Okay. All right. So we'll start taking questions now. I see a lot of questions which has already been asked in this chat. I will just go through all of them one by one and try to answer them. First question, is Aadhaar mandatory by RBI? Because we allow passport and voter ID card as well. So in this I hope I'm audible. Let me know in case I'm not audible. So for video KYC per se, RBI has only allowed Aadhaar card as of now, Aadhaar, and only 2 methods of Aadhaar. And in both and one method, like I already talked, is about Aadhaar eKYC, which is only allowed for banks. And for other non-banking firms, NBFCs, they can use Aadhaar offline verification. So Aadhaar XML would be the best way to go about it. So for now, RBI has allowed only Aadhaar card for. what will be the operational efficiency at this step? How much time can it connect large traffic? So operational efficiency. So there are two questions to it. I'll repeat the question for everyone. What will be the operational efficiency at this step? How much time can it take to connect to reassuming large traffic? Assuming large traffic. So traffic can, like Gaurav Jain already covered, we have already proven that a large traffic can easily be handled. It all depends on how well do you create your backend systems, and we help clients take care of that thing, and if all our solution can be easily scaled to millions, and we would optimize it to minimize the cost as well along with the scale. What if the user is wearing glass in Aadhaar photo and isn't wearing during verification? Our AI engines can do checks with Aadhaar with glasses as well. It's just that we thought a lot of banking regulation says that the photo should be taken without glasses. Hence, we were trying to demonstrate that. But again, that wearing with glasses as well, this is very much possible. Is there a flow available for a journey on mobile? Definitely, the entire flow is available for journey for mobile, and that is how we see most of the people doing KYC. Everything has to be mobile optimized. We see all the banking apps, all the NBFCs app to basically power this particular method. And we are even ready for web-based solution. So in case the app is not available, the entire thing could be done through web. So the way we see it is that users will be sent a particular link that it could be done over SMS as well. User will click on that link, whether the app is present on the phone or not. It will open up the browser and it will start the video call. How about field agents, bank correspondents? Can they act as REs under COVID? As of now, the RBI regulation, which came without considering the COVID situation, they have not allowed banking correspondents to do the video call on the other side. However, they have mentioned that banking correspondents can assist the user in going through the entire process. Under distancing, I am not sure how exactly how it will be done. I feel that the instruction could be given by staying a meter apart and then asking user to go do the step on their devices one by one, rather than the banking correspondence exposing his device, because that would involve touching the same phone by two different persons. This is for RBI regulations. Anything available for SEBI related? So as of now, SEBI last year had allowed video based KYC, not a video call based KYC. RBI is more strict in terms of all the regulations, and hence RBI had mentioned a video call instead of just a video based KYC. Again, next question is from Mr. Rajesh Kumar. Doesn't see match score on face match. Okay. In this particular video, we were not showing the match score. We can populate it. This entire match score is being displayed for auditors as well, for anyone who would want to review, and we can customize what is the percentage score is required. As of now, everything is at 75 to 80% score of face match. We can, so this is customizable. Any bank, any financial institution, regulated entity, if they feel they want to increase the score to have very high confidence level, we can do that. That is a possibility. So again, the next question from Mr. Gaurav Garg, what is the accuracy of face match and liveness? In this video, we were not able to display it. However, it is, we generate a score for every match. It is just on the UI we did not show. For depending on different cases, we can, it varies. And like I said, we can customize which is the acceptable limit and non-acceptable limit, depending on the requirement. Next question is around what is Aadhaar offline XML. There are multiple ways in which Aadhaar information can be utilized by financial institution. Aadhaar, website lets you download a file, a e-file of the Aadhaar. It is in the form of PDF, that is Aadhaar PDF, e-Aadhaar. They also let you download in the form of XML. XML is a different format in which you could download that file from Aadhaar website, UIDAI website, and you can use this particular file to use this as a OVD. OVDs are officially valid documents, and if you are carrying, say, passport, similarly this Aadhaar XML is also one of the OVDs which could be used to prove that this is my Aadhaar card, and this has a digital signature as well. So hence it can't be, I mean, you can't change anything on this. So basically it adds trust factor to this entire document. Bandwidth requirement, I already took that question. So 0.6 Mbps to 1.5 Mbps is what we feel should be all right. In case we don't have an offline Aadhaar, can we use print of Aadhaar similar to PAN? This question I would like to answer. As of now, printed version of Aadhaar is not allowed. Reason being, RBI has, so this we have to understand it from a regulatory's point of view. When they came up with this regulation, for them it was a huge step where they were allowing a non-physical KYC. For them, they would want to go ahead with this particular process. They want to enable financial inclusion and they want to provide convenience. However, they would want to take baby steps in this particular thing, or go one step at a time. That is why for now they feel that all the documents which are allowed OVD, it has to be checked with central database. So they have mandated that PAN has to be checked with central database. Aadhaar, only 2 forms of Aadhaar are allowed. Both are being checked, and their identity, their validity has to be checked. So that is why they are only allowing Aadhaar offline and e-Aadhaar, e-KYC, which is Aadhaar OTP based process. That is why for now they have not allowed printed version of Aadhaar. The way I see moving forward would be, they would with time allow digital documents to start with. What all KYC docs can be considered as OVD apart from Aadhaar? As of now, no. Also, there can be customers who don't have PAN card where we take Form 60 currently. So as of now in the regulation, it says that the PAN card has to be shown during the video call. So I don't think so basically we have to insist on PAN card so now over the past few days, Aadhaar government has also allowed PAN to be opened using your Aadhaar. I think we can see how we can enable those things in those cases. How about NBFCs? How face matching works? 3. How about corporate clients? What is the role of hypervisor? So for NBFCs, like I said, we'll have to do Aadhaar XML. Face match works on our indigenously developed AI system, in which they take 2 different faces, and based on multiple vectors within face. So there are a lot of parameters within your face which doesn't change over the years, and that is how most of the face matches are being done. Things could be the distance between the eyes.
Sorry to interrupt. Hello, sorry to interrupt. This is Sukwinder. For these NBFCs, you mentioned that the Aadhaar XML would work, and how about the turnaround time? Will it be same, or it will take a longer time to get this KYC done?
No, same time. Aadhaar XML is just, I mean, within 2 minutes you can download Aadhaar XML and it can be checked. So that shouldn't take time.
Okay.
So it is a e form of a document. So it won't take time.
Okay.
Hi, do we need to validate the signature as well?
Yes, we need to validate the signature. That is why we need to check with, so the entire idea being that this document is not fudged. That can only be validated if we take we validate the signature. I would request everyone that can you post the question here, because there are people have already posted the question and I'm just going one by one. I mean, it will be fair to everyone if we just go through that process. need a registered mobile number for getting OTP? This is a question from Vivo 1920. The mobile number has to be linked with Aadhaar. That is the only constraint, because while doing the Aadhaar verification, OTP will come to the registered phone number. What is the minimum resolution of photos, cameras in this process? Will work on one request of everyone's behalf. Where will we upload the recording of the call? So the entire video, so minimum resolution, we the video, any smartphone, whatever the basic camera which is present on the smartphone, it is good enough to capture the photo, and that photo is good enough to do a video match, do a match with the photos of present in the Aadhaar. So it should be all right. I currently don't have the exact minimum resolution data on minimum resolution. And where will you upload the recording of this call? This will be recorded in the, so this again, this will be uploaded on RE's server. Again, this entire thing needs to be, will depend on how exactly are we going ahead with the integration process. So it also depends on which server is being used to do the data logging. However, the data has to reside with the regulated entity. Can Hyperverge be a technology partner only? I am not clear on this particular question. We definitely are a we are providing our technology, as well as we also come up with a lot of compliance required. We are also adhering to compliance, which is allowed. So, I mean, which is there mandated. So you can see us as a technology plus compliance partner. Can multiple applicants be merged in one call, or do we have separate calls for each? As of now, I think we cannot do multiple applicants in one call. RBI has mandated there has to be one audiovisual interaction one-on-one between the participant. IRDI currently they so this video KYC, video call based KYC is I would say more restrictive form of KYC. It is more strict. RBI has approved it. Anything which RBI approved, IRDI can easily take it up. So in insurance, is there a use case for general insurance company in case you are doing a video KYC of the user, and you want to do a proper customer due diligence? This is a very good method to do it. Has any fraud been detected? Sir, as of now, I don't see a lot of, so till the time we don't go live, and after going live, we'll have to observe it for some period to understand what kind of frauds are happening. So I would say after going live only, I'll be in a better position to respond to this particular question. However, taking so I'll just want to add to this thing that we are currently processing a lot of digital KYC processes where customer do a lot of frauds, and we keep adding a lot of fraud checks in our digital KYC stack. There we have seen a lot of frauds where people they will put their photo on top of a random iCard, and we have started detecting all of those things. A lot of such fraud checks have been enabled in our digital KYC fraud. So we know fraud as a problem in the industry. So that is why we have enabled all those checks in our current product. What is the validity of this form of KYC? Can the same be used for same customer for particular time period? Kindly confirm on. So this particular KYC is valid for, so there is, so again, there are 2-3 things in this. In eKYC, OTP based eKYC, there is a validity of a year for banks, validity of a year for a customer, which is only applicable for a bank, where a bank has to do the KYC again within a year. Now this is a full-fledged KYC. So once this is done, banks or NBFCs, they don't need to do KYC of the customer again. Having said that, there are regulations around risk mitigation, which says that you need to classify customers into different categories: low risk, high risk, and medium risk. And you can decide your own cadence of doing KYC of that customer. the maximum time period for that being 10 to 12 years. I'll have to check, but it is like 10 to 12 years for customers with low risk. We will share the video recording of the entire session. We will share PPTs as well. What measures do you have in place for ID tampering? So, sir, we have multiple measures for ID tampering. We also have enabled central DB checks. So, suppose someone, does any tampering with PAN card, it can be verified with NSDL, and it can easily be checked whether the ID was tampered or not. We are also doing a face match, which is present on the PAN. Also doing a face with the face present on Aadhaar, which can't be tampered. So that way we are ensuring there are no frauds which are possible. Is this KYC validation be accepted by bank from DSA, or does it make way for paperless? So I'm just trying to understand this question. Is this KYC? So this KYC validation is definitely accepted by banks. Banks, I think they are going to greatly benefit out of this particular process, where entire thing can be done paperless. There is no need for a DSA to visit the branch. Bank can host, basic validation account opening form on their website or on their app. For example, SBI can power this thing on the YONO app. You can just go to the app, start the basic pre-qualifiers, fill those details, everything is checked. Then in the app itself, you will get an option to start the video call. So entire thing would be paperless and contactless as well. So the video image of the user is stored is this stored with RE server? If yes, what is about the customer privacy? Sir, we are taking consent from the customer before doing this particular process, and it is anyways it is required for the banks to maintain all these details of the customer for their audit process. And this has been followed for, this any bank has to do, because they cannot open a bank account without having details of the customer. So what is the cost? So I'll let my sales team do that answer. We'll take that up. Please reach out to us. There are multiple things in the cost consideration. So we will discuss it and we'll try to give you the best cost possible. In case when the customer's current address is not same in Aadhaar, what will customer not eligible for video KYC? Sir, this question, sir, as of now, as a part of the address verification, the minimum which is required is you need one OVD, and the address which is present in the Aadhaar could be taken up as one of the address. Now, current address proof is something which could be submitted by customer within 3 months of doing the KYC as well. So as of now, customer with whatever address is present on Aadhaar KYC is eligible for video KYC. Extra checks on current address proof could be submitted within 3 months of this particular process if the bank insists on taking a current address proof. Two questions this is from Mr. Aditya. Have you rolled out this product already, or is it still in development or testing phase? Sir, this is in a very advanced stage of being rolled out. We are already integrating with multiple clients. Few clients have been active on this front, and we would roll it out maybe within a week's time. How do we use it? Via API or SDK? Sir, we have both the process to do it. Aadhaar XML, we have dedicated SDKs, so we have both the processor for API to do it through APIs and SDK. Anyone who wants to provide a native experience can do it through API implementation. If someone wants to go live quickly, they can use SDK. And a lot of customization is also provided in the SDK. Is it available in offline mode? I'm not sure about this question, given that video call has to happen online. The rest of the thing, again, I don't know what exactly it means offline mode. We support most of the browsers. However, we would say that most of the people are using, and we are doing a lot testing with multiple browsers. However, there are constraints on few browsers per se, but I think we will be covering 98% of the browsers which is there available. Can an RE use the SaaS model as per RBI compliance? Yes, sir, very much. What is to be done where customer is not having PAN card? I will divide this question into two. Initial pre-qualification doesn't need a PAN card. If the PAN number is available, that process can be done. However, during the video call, PAN card has to be present. So during the video call, we are adding this another check. We are asking the customer, do you have the physical PAN card with you or not? In case they don't have it, we recommend the customer to schedule a video call rather than getting into a video call right away. What is the application for DSA for retail loans? Sir, we feel that we can eliminate the entire, we can see this as a completely contactless process. However, in case if you feel that DSA's network is still required, we can empower them and the only constraint being on the other side of the video call, a bank official, RE official has to be present. For video KYC, what happens in tier 2, tier 3 cities since there is no 3G, 4G? Sir, as of now, India is very well connected with 4G network, and we have more than 400 to 500 million unique users using actively using internet.
It's 12 o'clock.
I think we can. I understand there will be constraint. However, we feel that I understand there are realities where people would not have 3G or 4G phones. Still, I would like to see it as one step in a positive direction where RBI has allowed to reach out to a lot of people without physically reaching, without having a physical presence in those locations. So what is TAR and FAR? Sorry, if someone can help me understand what TAR and FAR is, I would be able to take it up. What about next question. What have you set the confidence level in the video? Sir, for now it was 78% is what we have done, but it can be tweaked as per the requirement. And we also have a recommended range, which we ask everyone to go for. Who would the accountability of the face match and OCR match lie with? So the entire way it has been designed is that we will provide the match score to the to assist the RE official who is going to take a call. In case and that image, the face, all of these details are also available with the RE official. The final decision is still with RE official. However, we can say that our models runs at a very high accuracy and it can be trusted. When a call is scheduled, hope both are available in the link, and should be the beneficiary initiate the call. So both things are possible. In the call, we will have to, when the call is optimized, we will have to ensure that we will have to send right notifications to the customers, the users, the beneficiary to get on the call. And we'll have to also ensure that the same is, and the agent on the other side is also available to take the call. That is where the entire scheduler implementation comes into picture. What is the response rate from the client dealing with customer based out of tier 3 and tier 4 cities? Response rate as in how welcoming they are towards the solution. So we are seeing a lot of traction from everyone who have customers based out of tier 3 and 4 cities. However, I'm not sure how do I respond to the response rate question part. I see very high active participation, I see everyone very enthusiastic about video KYC as a solution. I can't provide a numeric value to the response rate. Are e-documents verified? Yes, the Aadhaar XML is verified. Does the Aadhaar number in the Aadhaar card shown in the video call needs to be masked? Sir, in the entire process, we don't show Aadhaar number anywhere. We ask user to enter the Aadhaar number, and we just capture the Aadhaar XML file or the final file which is received in the form of Aadhaar. In that particular file, everything is masked. So the way it is stored is we don't have the Aadhaar number. So we are 100% compliant, and we take care of all such things. Will Aadhaar website speed matter in turnaround time of Aadhaar XML? Yes, this is a concern. Aadhaar website at times is unpredictable, and at times it doesn't respond the way we would want it to respond. So, okay, sorry, we have already crossed 12 o'clock, but I see a lot of questions. I am happy to take all these questions. And in case, I mean, if I understand we are exceeding the time limit, but I am more than happy to take all the questions. So people who would want all the answers.
Abhishek, can you please send the recording via email, something like that?
Yes, we will do that as well.
Yeah, thanks, Abhishek. It's a great webinar.
Thank you for the encouraging words. Will Aadhaar website speed matter? So yes, it will matter. We need to take into consideration that for downloading Aadhaar XML, Aadhaar website has to be up and running. If they don't respond the way we would want it to be, it will be challenging. However, I feel that with video KYC being allowed and a lot of people adopting Aadhaar XML, they are UIDAI, they are taking actions to make sure that the website is up and running. Once eKYC is done, how long is it valid for insurance company for cross sell it to be used? We will the eKYC part. I understand from the eKYC part, it is only allowed for banks. So I am not sure if the same thing can be used for insurance companies. The eKYC. Is QR code scanning allowed? So one of the Aadhaar offline verification part involves QR code scanning. However, in this particular flow, we are only supporting Aadhaar XML because we feel that is much easier process to rather than doing the Aadhaar code scanning part. What does the system do in case of Aadhaar NSDL is down? We will have to hold the entire onboarding process at that point in time, because without verification, we cannot move forward. So what we have done here is we have decoupled video call with the pre-qualifiers. So pre-qualifiers involves Aadhaar and NSDL checks, so that we don't involve RE official till the time these checks are not done. So I understand from a user point of view, this may be a bit of, I mean, they would feel discomfort and they would not be very happy with this system being down, but we'll have to hold the journey there till the time we don't verify these things. How accurate is face recognition and OCR? Sir, very accurate. We run at a accuracy level of 99+% in all those face match and OCR. And we have done this at scale. So this is what we have done, sir. We have done some 280 million checks, and this has been proven at scale, and our AI models are runs at very high performance. So I would say we are, if I can take this liberty to say, we are the best in terms of solving this particular problem of face match and doing OCR. What kind of scheduling methods are we supporting? So we are supporting both the live calls, and we are also supporting video, a scheduled time for taking a video call. So both the methods, where we would check whether if the enough number of RE officials are available during the call to take the call, we would allow users to get into the live call right away. So it will be a continuous process. In case there are not enough number of RE officials who can take up the call right away, suppose the entire thing is choked, we can either show a timer where we can show that this particular agent will, a RE official will be available within 5 minutes. Otherwise, we can ask customers to schedule a time slot within 3 days of doing the process. 3 days given because Aadhaar XML step has already taken place. As per the guideline, we have to schedule the call within 3 days. There are two key things I want to share with you. Log in and energize your business level. Okay, we'll take it up later. OKYC and eKYC are themselves acceptable full KYC method. Sir, as per the RBI guidelines, for a non-physical verification process, eKYC and video call KYC are the only two methods which are allowed. OKYC, the way it is, offline verification is a document. It's not exactly a process per se. Can insurance claims use images to claim auto damages as it is already using? Sir, this is outside of this video KYC. I'll take it offline. For Aadhaar XML, automatically fetching customers, Aadhaar XML is in compliance with UIDAI. So we will ask customer to basically download we will assess the customer to download XML file. And once it is downloaded, our SDK works in a way that it auto uploads the downloaded file. We are not directly, we are in compliance with UIDAI site. Sir. Yes, this will be made available, webinars and demo. What is the success rate? Sir, once we have massive adoption of this method, we would be able to comment on that. There is only PAN and Aadhaar check. What is the process for address? As per the KYC guideline for video KYC, address check, we can accept the Aadhaar as the OVD, and the address which is present in Aadhaar can be accepted as the address. And as a process, what we can do is we can ask customers to provide another OVD for a current address proof within 3 months. Does KYC done using multiple banks NBFC within, does once KYC done can be used with multiple banks NBFCs within validity period? Sir, the way you meant is around using of a common KYC. As of in our regulatory guidelines, we have this CKYC registrar, in which any KYC done with any regulated entity get pushed to our CKYC registrar. This is a central KYC registry. Any banks or NBFCs can utilize the CKYC registrar. However, that CKYC is currently allowed for a physical KYC method only. How will you do PAN recognition? So PAN recognition, sir, initially we are, so there are two parts to it. We are just reading in the video call, we are reading the PAN number which is present on PAN through our OCR. And when the user had started their journey, we had taken the PAN number and validated it against the NSDL database. So and we are now checking whether the NSDL validated PAN number matches with the OCR we read during the process, during the video call process. So that is how we are currently doing it. RE executive means someone who is working with the bank. So the current guideline says that video KYC can only be done by someone who is bank's official. Basically, he has to be on the, associated with bank. What are the chances of false positives and true negatives? Also missed how Aadhaar XML is generated. Okay. What are the chances of false positive, true negatives, sir? Like I said, we provide the match score, and we operate at a very high accuracy level. For every client we go live with, we will share this data based on a sample set. We are more than happy to do this POCs, and we can give you confidence on what is the level of false positives and true negatives. And based on that, we can also tweak our acceptance score to suit the requirement of the regulated entity. missed how Aadhaar XML is generated. Okay, in this particular method, what we are doing is there are two possibilities for banks. They can utilize Aadhaar eKYC process where they have to enter Aadhaar number and OTP gets generated. OTP is sent to the phone of the customer. That phone, once the OTP is entered, that eKYC gets validated. In our XML process, we have not covered it in the video properly. In XML process, the way it would be, we would assist the user to go to the UIDAI site. They can enter their Aadhaar number on the site, enter the share code and OTP, download the file. We then assist in auto uploading those files and doing all those checks automatically once the file gets downloaded. Does the customer need to go to Aadhaar website? Ideally, yes, sir. For downloading XML file, customer, it would be better if customer go to the UIDAI site themselves. We would assist them in the entire process so that they don't get confused where exactly they need to go. We have SDK based solution for carrying out this entire process. Does this mean slowly all DSS shall be removed? Shall be direct banks only for various services like loan cards? So slowly and slowly we would move to way where everything is more contactless and paperless. If you ask me exactly if all the DSS will be removed, for now, no, but yeah, maybe slowly we will move into more efficient ways of doing the current set of process, and that is how the entire industry will evolve. Again, the question being, can we completely remove them? For now, definitely no. When a KYC is done with video KYC, RE will only have the Aadhaar XML as POA, POI or POA. Then while uploading documents with CKYC, will Aadhaar XML work? It would never be readable. Sir, I'll have to get back on this. I'll have to check the current. Even while uploading documents in CKYC, we are expecting a revision in the template as soon as this April. And
Abhishek, are you still there? I feel Abhishek has gotten disconnected. Hello, Abhishek?
I think we lost him. Abhishek?
Okay. Yeah, hello? I think we have lost Abhishek. Are you able to hear me? This is Amritash from Hyperverge.
Hello.
Hi, are you able to hear me? This is Amritash. Okay, so I'm really sorry. I guess Abhishek got disconnected. Let me just check with him if he's able to reconnect.
Sorry, everyone. I am back. I am connected. My battery died down. Sorry for this. That got in. I'm now connected through mobile. I'm switching on my laptop. Sorry for that interruption. Amrut, am I audible?
Yes, Abhishek, you're audible. I think you were in the second last question. I've just pasted again the last question to you. I hope you're able to see it.
Okay. When KYC is done with video KYC, RE will only have XML or POA, POI as POA. How do we upload? Then how do we take care of uploading the file in CKYC? Sir, we are expecting a revision in CKYC template as early as this April. Hopefully, in the new template, they will take into consideration all of these things. Amrut, are there any other questions?
No, we are done. I think we can close, and the recording will be up on our blog by today evening. I've just texted the link to the blog. We will also email it to everyone.
Thank you, everyone. I would like to take a minute to thank you, all of you, to join this particular webinar and encourage us in building such products which could be used by entire industry, and this in this current times, I think this is one of the requirements of the industry where everything has to go contactless and paperless. Would love to hear your feedback, and all your participation encourages us in coming up with such webinars and products.
Yeah. And in case if you have any queries on how to go about integrating this solution in your platform, do reach out to us. The link is mentioned in the PPT, and you can just drop a mail, give a response to the email that was sent to you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. We are closing the webinar now.